Hello everyone and welcome back to the second channel. Today's video is even worse than all the rest because I'm not even bothering to use my overhead camera. I've literally got a camera up here that is so much more superior in quality than this one, but this one is so much easier and I just want to do this. I don't really want to have to think about anything. So this is a clone Game Boy. This is the KF2000. Unfortunately it has a few problems. Allow me to just demonstrate. The screen had a bunch of horizontal lines on it and the front polarizer was severely damaged. So when I went to replace the front polarizer to just make it look a little bit nicer, in the pressure of peeling off the front polarizer, the horizontal lines got even worse. So if I can show you this now, it's an absolute disaster and it's completely unplayable. You can see there. Another thing I need to do, this lens is actually different to the original DMG lens, so I want to polish it up because it's really damaged. So if this transplant is successful, we'll take a look at swapping that out. But the first thing we need to do is replace the screen. Now, there's going to be one caveat to this, and that's that it's no longer going to have the LED on the side here, but if the screen works, then I do not really care that much. So this right here is a gamete. Now, I bought this one faulty off of eBay. Now, I don't know if it's going to work. It needs a card for it to work anyway, but even if I had a card, which I do actually, but I've only got one of them, the battery contact is so rusted that I don't think I'm going to even get any power into this thing. And, oh, actually, I do have a DC6 plug. Let's not even bother. What I'm going to do is take out the screen from here because it is the same as far as I know, although I've never actually put this to test. I've only just ever assumed that it's the same, but it might not be. So we're going to take the screen out of here, whack it in this, and hope that it works and that the screen doesn't have any damage on it. I don't think I've ever opened up one of these before, so I don't know what it's going to look like inside. Here we go. Oh, that's the rust. That sounds lovely, doesn't it? Why is that not coming up? Am I missing something? Oh no, there we go. Okay. Wowzer. Actually, the inside doesn't seem to be too bad. I will keep all of these parts because, you know, I can sell them on or use them eventually for something else in the future. But yeah, look at that. It's very similar. All of this stuff is all sort of Taiwanese stuff, and it's all very similar. In fact, funny enough, it says Malaysia on the chip there. I don't know why that is. Right, is there even any screws on this? Yeah, there's two. Very hard to see. It's funny doing this on this camera because this is the camera that I used when I first started my channel. So it feels like I'm going full circle. Okay, we can pull that out. And yeah, that looks the same. Oh, is it too big? I don't know yet. I don't know. Also, here's another interesting thing. Look at this. Now, look at this. Boom. Look, it's the same thing. And funny enough, this has the exact same screen as this. And this is interchangeable with that because I put this screen in that. So what is even going on with this weird little world of knockoffs and all that stuff? It's all just the same. It's really bizarre. But anyway, let's continue further on in the adventure of swapping the screen. Okay, so we can remove the screen. And there we go. Now weirdly, that actually looks like a slot for an LED. So I wonder, I'm sure there is a way to power an LED on this, but not really too fast if I'm honest. Okay, let's set this all aside. I'm going to be very careful not to lose any of this stuff. Because as I said, I'm sure this actually does work. I really don't see the reason why it wouldn't. It's just going to need some, well, probably new contacts. Okay, now unfortunately with this, the shell is so brittle because the plastic is so low quality that half of the screws aren't even in this thing. The only screws that are in it are in the bottom part of the shell. So realistically I need to glue or something. I don't really know how I'm going to do this. Glue the screw posts back because they're all split up and cracked, and maybe I could use some super glue to fill up the threads, the screw posts, and then drive new screws in there. Not really sure. So we're going to undo this. The speaker on this also doesn't work, which is a bit of a shame, and so, nor does the down button. So there is quite a lot of problems in this thing, and I will eventually repair them all, hopefully. But it's quite difficult to find any information about this because, well, there isn't any. There we go, and get that out. Okay, moment of truth. Here we go. Is this the same size screen? Now, one thing you can immediately notice is that this has got inconspicuous black blobs trademark, unlike the other one which has chips. So here we go. Oh, come back. Yeah, I would say that's absolutely gonna fit. Let's set this to the side and drop it in. Oh, yes. Is there the same amount of header pins? Yes, there is. Oh my god, okay. Scary. Right, I'll show you in just a second what I mean about those screw posts. Can you see that? They're all split and cracked. I feel like if I was to put some super glue in there and then maybe drill a really fine hole to create a new thread, I reckon that is doable. We're also going to have to bend this capacitor up. Please don't break. Okay, that is good. So let's pop this back in and see if it's going to work. Now, we still don't know if the screen has any lines on it. So I put them in my pocket. Okay, here we go. Oh. Oh my god, yes! Look at that full screen. Oh, yes. Now, there is one slight problem, and then that's that this thing has like some graphical glitches where not everything displays, but that is fine. I know that that was the case anyway before I even had this thing, so look at that. Okay, full screen of pixels. We've still got no sound. One of the directions doesn't work, and the lens is really scratched up, but hopefully, oh, and the screws don't close properly. But I think I only paid about $30 for this thing or something like that, so I'm not really that bothered because these things are so rare. I'd rather pay $35 for something rather than nothing because I like it. So yeah, we need to polish up the lens. I'm going to go down to my bike shed and grab the scratch remover that I was using. Now, why doesn't that close properly? That's a bit concerning. Okay, we might have to open that back up again and just figure out what's going on there. Also, you may notice I removed the headphone jack. That's another problem, it's missing the headphone jack. Because I thought maybe the headphone jack might have been corroded and it was like switching off the speaker. Anyway, I'm going to figure out why this isn't closing, go and get the scratch polish, and then remove some scratches. Okay, well, I am back and I have scratch remover. Now this we tried on a Game Boy Color screen and it didn't work. But I used this on my moped and it worked absolutely perfectly. So I think you're just going to get mixed results. You can see how sort of yellow this is, but I really want to use the original screen lens because I've already put a different screen in this and it's going to have a different speaker in it and a new headphone jack, and the screen lens is something on the outside. You can get away with a lot of the inside stuff, but I want this to be legit. So what we're going to do is use some of this screen polish. Now I think I'm going to have to set my camera up somewhere else or even record on the overhead camera. In fact, I'm going to do that. Come on, I'll stop being cheap. Okay, so let's give this a try. Hopefully the audio is a little bit better than the inbuilt microphone on my point and shoot camera. We're going to just scrub the hell out of this screen lens and see what happens. So just for a little bit of reference, that's what it looks like before. So even if we can just get it a tiny bit better than that, I'm going to be happy. I'm going to remove all tool objects from my table, including my cup of tea. We'll keep the plant pot in the shot for the aesthetic. Oh, I just touched it. Damn it, that's annoying. Okay, let's go. Enough wasting time. So this does require some vigorous elbow grease, so I might be quiet for a bit. Oh, God. Oh, it's so difficult. I'm going to look like such a wimp. Let's just see if that's made any difference at all. Okay. In a word, not really. Not really, but at the same time, not as bad, I don't think. I'm going to do a few more passes of the the Auto Sol scratch remover. I do now have a Dremel and some bits to polish these things, but I'm a bit afraid of doing that, having had no experience doing it before. And you can see that this is clearly a different lens because it's so thin. So let's try a little bit more with the scratch remover. Maybe I'm just not trying it as much. I'm not using as much as I should, but I did get much quicker results on my motorbike panels than this. Oh my god. Okay. Oh my god. If anything, I've now made it even worse. Oh, this is disappointing. Can I get those off at least? Oh no! I'm actually sweating. I can feel it on my forehead. Okay, that actually, you know what, doesn't look as bad. It's definitely not perfect, but I'm going to say that that is a mild success. I don't think that's as bad. I'm tempted to try out some toothpaste because I know that a lot of people recommend that, and I don't really see that it could do any harm. So I'm going to try that. I'm not sure if I've got the right toothpaste, but I'm going to give it a try. And then this is going to have to go in the wash afterwards. At least it will smell minty fresh. I think that's made it worse. I think that has actually made it worse. Christ! Maybe it did something. Oh, my arms are so sore. Moments of truth. I'm not doing any more after this, whatever the outcome. Oh man, that actually looks better. Yeah, I'm actually quite pleased with that. That does look better. Okay, double-sided tape has been adhered. Give the screen one last little wipe, as well as the screen lens. And then we can stick it down. Oh, hell yeah, man. That looks absolutely brilliant. I am so pleased with that. So pleased with that. Oh, yes. What's going on with the screen? Hang on. I am so pleased with that. That is a fantastic outcome. Okay, well, we'll keep this as a little series for the second channel because I don't think it's that interesting enough for the main channel, but screen lens has been polished to a considerable improvement. The screen has been replaced. I've actually soldered some wires from the PCB at the bottom with the button controllers to the motherboard because that had previously ripped, but I think I might have to do them again with some different wire because our down button isn't working. We still haven't got any speakers and we haven't got any headphone jack, and the whole thing doesn't close properly, but besides that, it's looking good and it's getting there. So let me know what you think in the comment section below. Hope you've enjoyed this little weird video, and I'll catch you all in the next one. Goodbye.